Start the rec. Now, then, yeah. Sorry, doctors, I forget to start the recording, but you can listen from here. The doctors who are watching later. So we were discussing about button battery ingestion, and you should know about button battery ingestion because these button batteries are very dangerous. I'm giving a small introduction because I forget to start the recording. Okay, for other doctors. So button battery injections are very dangerous. Why? Because they can make so many complications, especially if the button battery usually if the button battery injection happen and it's usually going down and pass through the GI tract, it's not very severe, but if it is lodged in the esophagus or it's stuck in the esophagus, that can burn the esophagus, right? That can burn it and make complications like perforations, fistula formation, or it can be life-threatening hemorrhage. Because of that, if we are suspecting a button battery injection, if especially in small children, like young children, like around age 5 years, because they are in the age of frequently put some objects in their mouth. So if we are suspecting it, if we are suspecting button battery injury, we have to call these toxicologist or poison information, and we have to admit the patient in the hospital, and we have to urgently do the x-ray of the neck, chest and abdomen. But neck, chest and abdomen, we have to do the upper GI tract, the fully x-ray, not only for chest, not only abdomen, like that. We have to check all three cases, right? Then, okay, if we find out this button battery is lodged on the esophagus, we have to do the immediate endoscopic removal. Why? Otherwise, it's a time critical. It can be burn the esophageal wall and make perforation or fistula, or it can be a severe hemorrhage as it's a life threatening, right? So yeah. Yeah, suspected button battery injection is a surgical emergency. Yeah, we all know that. Then we have to do the risk assessment of button battery injection. So, risk factors for injury due to button battery injection. Patient related risk factors for injury due to button battery injections are age younger than 5 years. Younger than 5 years, pre exciting GI tract abnormalities that can prolong transit time or cause obstruction. Delayed presentation. These are the patient related risk factors, right? Patient related risk factors. Then, uh, the degree of injury after button battery injection depend on the battery type, size, and duration of exposure. More severe injuries is likely with lithium batteries, batteries more than 20 millimeter diameter, impaction of the batteries for longer than 2 hours. Please remember this 2 hours, okay? 2 hours, then multiple batteries or co-injection of magnet with batteries, right? Yeah. These are the risk factors. The clinical presentation. A very high index of suspicion of a button battery injection is required in young children. We need a very high suspicious, especially in young children, because of they are trying to put everything in their mouth, right? Patient with button battery injection can present with non-specific symptoms like pain, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, or life-threatening complications like upper airway burns or obstruction, hematemesis, melena, and collapse. Button battery injection particularly difficult to diagnose in children younger than 5 years because in addition to early symptoms being non-specific, young children cannot provide a reliable history and these exposure are rarely witnesses. A very high index of suspicion for button battery injection is required in young children. So, key investigation for suspected button battery injection are antero, posterior, and lateral X-ray of neck, chest, and abdomen. What are those? Anteroposterior and lateral X-ray of neck, chest, and abdomen. So further imaging is only required after endoscopic removal of button battery to evaluate the extent of injury or critical structures. Further imaging may include CT, MRI, then MRI of mediastinum, neck, and abdomen. Do not perform CT or MRI before X-ray of the neck, chest, and abdomen. Neck, chest, and abdomen, and endoscopic removal of button battery if see on first X-ray, then if we find out endoscopic removal, then we can do CT, MRI. Why? Because we need to know the how much damage is happen and what are the structural changes happen, like that we have to get a we have to analyze what happened from this. And here, key investigation suspected button battery insertion into vagina or rectum is targeted pelvic X-ray. So here they have given something not new, something related to button battery insertion into the vagina. We have to do the pelvic X-ray. The key investigation of suspected button battery insertion into the ear or nose, target facial X-ray. So please remember these points as well. Okay. These points as well. So that's the next part is the best part. So treatment of button battery injection. So we all know this is an emergency. We have to follow ABC. So airway and breathing. If a button battery injection is suspected, urgently assess the upper airway signs for swelling, burns, or obstructions. Then intubate and ventilate all patients with airway compromise. Okay, for who airway compromised patient, we should intubate and ventilate. So circulation. If a patient has hematemesis, melena, or hypovolemic shock in the context of the possible button battery injection, suspect aortoesophageal fistula, which can be fatal. Start IV fluid resuscitation or blood transfusion urgently. Immediately refer the patient to the endoscopic removal of button battery. I hope you understand. Then, endoscopic removal, esophagus or airway allocation. The definitive treatment of button battery impacted in the esophagus or airway is urgent endoscopic removal of the battery and evaluation for injury. Do not delay referral for endoscopy because life-threatening perforation or hemorrhage can manifest within 2 hours of impaction. So that's why we are telling like we have to do everything before 2 hours, right? Because these so if it is more than 2 hours or if it is delayed, this complication can be occurred, right? Postpone further radiological investigation to evaluate the extent of the surgery and complications, right? Yeah. Then gastric location. Urgent endoscopic removal of the battery and evaluation for injury is indicated in patient with pain, nausea, vomiting, and hematemesis due to button battery stomach. So we have to remove it, right? And we have to do the post imaging as well. So endoscopic removal is not required in asymptomatic patients. So please remember here, endoscopic removal is only for who? Only for patient with symptoms, right? If the patient is asymptomatic and we find out there is a button battery inside the stomach and patient is asymptomatic, endoscopic removal is not required except, but there's except exclusion here, except children younger than 6 years who have ingested a battery more than 15 minutes, more than 15 millimeter diameter that remains in the stomach for 4 days or more. So did you understand? Okay, we have to use endoscopic removal when children younger than 6 years, even though patient is asymptomatic, 6 years who have ingested battery more than 15 millimeter, okay, more than 15 millimeters, and that remains in the stomach 4 days or more. So asymptomatic children present and younger, is it 5 year asymptomatic child present. And X-ray shows the gastric location of this button battery. Okay, then and this button battery diameter is 15 millimeter and it's staying there for 1 day. So what we should do, doctors, in that case, what we should do? I have given a scenario, then what we should do? What we should do, doctors? Tell me. Why wait? Here, why wait, doctors? Yeah, and okay. Didn't you understand what I'm saying here? Okay, for asymptomatic patients, endoscopic removal is not required. Except they have mentioned some exclusion, except in children younger than 6 years who have ingested a battery more than 15 millimeter diameter and remain in the stomach for 4 days or more. Yeah, sorry. So it was my mistake. I might told it 1 day. Sorry. So like keep it as 5 days, okay? It's for 5 days. Yeah. Sorry, doctors. Yeah, I was in another world when I was telling that. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So in that case, you have to remove it. Okay, remove it. So, intestinal location. Button batteries that have cleared the stomach usually pass through the GI tract within 1 week. A longer transit time is more common in patients older than 65 years. So, intervention is not indicated for button batteries in the intestine unless there is a complication. So, perform follow up X ray if the battery does not emerge within 2 weeks of ingestion, or if the battery is seen in the intestine of the X ray at this stage, further evaluation is required to diagnose intestinal abnormalities like anatomical abnormalities such as strictures, dysmotility, like that. So, surgical removal of the battery may be required if hemorrhage or intestinal perforation uh, occur, but here it's rare. So, what we should do? What we should do in that case? Okay, so if a patient, okay, 30-year-old patient has button battery ingestion, and this button battery in the like from the X-ray they have get an idea that button battery in the intestine. Okay, then 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, this button battery does not emerge. Then what we should do? Okay. From the X-ray, yeah, I know. I'm just telling, after 2 weeks of X-ray, the button battery is not emerged. So we need further evaluation, right? In that case. Yeah, we need further evaluation. Why? We have to check with if there's any abnormalities, right? Like that. Because after usually within here, button batteries that have cleared the stomach usually pass through the GI tract within 1 week, right? If it is more than 2 weeks, we have to consider about further evaluation, right? Yeah. And if the patient's button battery, the same patient, button battery in intestine, and patient got intestinal perforation, then what we should do, doctors? Then what we should do? What we should do? We have to surgically remove it, right? We have to surgically remove it. Yeah, we have to surgically remove it, right? If there's a complication like intestinal perforation or hemorrhage. Then other locations, yeah. So other locations, button batteries inserted into ear, nose, vagina, rectum require urgent surgical removal. Please remember. Then observation and patient disposition after button battery injection. Admit the following patients for the urgent endoscopic removal of a button battery. Any patient with a button battery in the esophagus or airway. Any symptomatic patient with button battery in the stomach. Discharge asymptomatic patient only if no button battery is detectable on X-ray and any button battery seen on X-ray is located distal to the gastroesophageal sphincter. Okay, that's all for the button battery. Let's do some questions. Do we have button battery? No, doctor. Let's see. Mm, I think we don't have questions, doctor. Mm, let's see here. So can we find it or no? No, doctor. They saw something different, blade and everything. Okay, there's no button battery injection, but it's fine. You know the theory now, right? Okay, so